Century on your screen, all your likes get taken. He don't care about the distribution and the circulation. What's up with the scope and the articulation? He can't be himself. People trying to slander his suit. He's just out here trying to give a solid review.
Hey, what's up you guys? Century Productions here, back again with another Marvel Legends review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Ant-Man series Grim Reaper figure. Now this is a really cool figure. I'm really stoked that this came out in the Ultron wave. It's definitely a character a lot of people have been wanting, and there's a couple special things about this figure that I really like. We're going to get into that in just a second. First and foremost, I'm going to give you guys a little size comparison, of course, and real quick I'll go over the box. I mean, I usually don't like going over the box. I mean, these boxes are pretty cool, but I mean, I open my shit almost immediately. I mean, most of the time when I'm buying these figures, I'm opening them up in the check stand line as I'm purchasing them. I'm just kidding, but this is a pretty cool box. Got a picture of Grim Reaper on there, a bunch of different languages explaining a little backstory with him. He's Wonder Man's brother, blah, blah, blah. He's with Hydra, Ultron, he's a bad guy, all that stuff. You can see the cool little ant graphics on the side here, all that good stuff. He is in the Ultron Build-A-Figure wave, so you can see all the figures you need in order to build him. You need all 6, I believe, which is awesome. So yeah, that's the box. Not that exciting. But let's get to this figure. Well, the first thing I noticed about him is he seems pretty bulky, and I was a little curious. I was like, is this the, what is it, the Bucky Cap mold that they used, or is this the Sentry mold that they used? I was a little curious. So I did a little digging, and I believe, if I am correct, that this is a brand new body mold. I believe this is a brand new one. It's kind of a in between the Sentry mold and the Bucky Cap mold. If you guys want a little bit of a comparison, let's figure this out. Let's see if my theory is correct. Here I got the Daredevil, which entails the Bucky Cap mold. Here I got the Sentry. Got the Sentry right here. This figure's sexy, dude. I don't know. But here we got both of these. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because these two clearly isn't the Sentry. So we'll take that one out of the mix. But it's kind of hard to tell between these two, wouldn't you say? But I think he's a little bit bulkier. He's got bigger thighs. And, I mean, I think this is a brand new body mold. And that is just awesome. That means we got more possibilities with more figures. We can have, new characters come out. And they're all going to entail, like, a bigger mold, which is just slightly bigger than the Bucky Cap mold, which, in my opinion, I believe is the best Marvel Legends mold that's ever come out. But this might be a close second, and it might even be competing for first. I'm not sure. But I was really excited to see that, so I'm excited for the future to see what else they come out with this. But let's get into this figure. This thing is menacing. It is terrifying. Look at that head sculpt. That was the first thing I noticed about this figure was this head sculpt. It looks maniacal. He's got the bright open eyes, the shit-eating grin right there. It's just great. As far as paint on this figure, there's not really too much to look at, to be honest with you. It's kind of like this dark blue, maybe like a little bit of a dark purple. Not sure. It might be a dark purple. It looks a little blue to me. It's a purple. It's a mix between both of them. But yeah, not too much going on with the paint. As far as accessories, he does have his Grim Reaper scythe right here, which doesn't detach or anything like that. He doesn't actually have a right arm. It's kind of cut right in the middle of the forearm right there. This is like a bendable plastic, but they did really nice paint coating on this thing. It's got a little bit of a shine to it, and as you get down to the base here, right where it connects at the hand, it looks like it's a little bit of a darker silver. So good paint applications on this accessory. I don't even know, would you call this an accessory? I guess not. It's part of the figure, so that's really nice. You can see these little divots, or like bolts that have been kind of screwed in there. They're not actual bolts, but they look like it. Very nice. This is really bendable, so right out of the package you can kind of see that it doesn't completely take form all the way, which is a little, unsettling. But other than that, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I kind of just, shape it back into place, and that usually holds for a little bit. But I really am digging this head sculpt, man. This is also made of bendable plastic. And we got a really good range of motion on this figure. It's almost identical to the Bucky Cap mold as far as articulation, so there's nothing too new about that. It just looks like everything's been sized up a little bit. Now correct me if I'm wrong. If there is another figure out there that entails this mold, I want to know, because I'm pretty sure this is the first one. So that's really cool, really happy about that. He does come with this cape, as you can see. It's got a little bit of shadowing to it. It seems like it's just a regular looking purple, and then through the creases and folds in the cape, it looks like we got a darker kind of tone thrown onto it. Looks really good. It doesn't stay on the figure too well, but with a lot of capes, I think when I get around to reviewing this Sentry, I'm going to talk about the cape there, because I had a lot of problems with the capes. Hasbro usually doesn't go for the cloth. They're not, they don't really go for the cloth type of capes. They go for the ones that are already kind of formed. You can see this one is kind of original, kind of skinny at the top, and it gets a lot wider at the bottom, but nice shadowing. I really do like that. On the inside of the cape right here, you can see that there is a peg, and there's a little part that sticks up. On the back here, we just got the one peg. So that's how we know that this isn't the Sentry one. First off, the Sentry one's a lot bigger, and the Sentry one has always had those 2 peg holes there for the cape. So that's one indication that this is its own figure, so that's pretty cool. But like I said, the cape does kind of come off a little easier, but you can see around the top of the neck there on the cape, it kind of attaches itself in, so it's not really going to go anywhere. Just this peg portion of it comes off. Or comes undone relatively easy. But other than that, this is a pretty killer figure, literally. Man, this thing is so tight though. I really do like this. I've always loved this character. But let's talk about articulation. Like I said, as far as the Bucky Cap mold, this thing is not too much different. It looks like it's just been enlarged a tiny bit. But as far as the head goes, the head can go back and forth. You get a pretty good range of motion even with the cape there, which is really nice. It's always good. You can look left and right, front and back. And I also like how the skin tone's a little pale too. Kind of gives them an even more terrifying look to them, which is awesome. And this is actually painted in really nicely on the front here, which is really nice. I like that. Perfect. So then at his arm, that goes up and down. Now, since it's a new body mold, I'm still kind of getting a little used to it. It looks like I am getting a little bit of resistance when I'm moving the arm up. But if you just be careful with it. You can't, force these joints or you're going to break the toy. But that goes up and down, front and back. We got an ab crunch, which is on like a ratchet, it sounds like. Yep. And it looks like the detailing is continued up into the top of the abdomen there, which is always good. Got a piece of waist articulation right here. This thing, it's just got the swivel at the wrist there, or I guess that's halfway through the forearm right there. So that does have a pretty good range of motion. And you can spin it like he does in the comics. But that's pretty cool. We go down to the waist. Like I said, the waist articulation, it does a 360. We go into the thighs. Those go front and back, left and right. Got a cut joint at the top of the thigh there. 2 points at the elbow. 2 points at the knee. And then we go halfway through the foreleg. Is that even a word, foreleg? I guess we go halfway through the shin, and we got another piece of articulation. And that's cool that Hasbro did that. Hasbro doesn't always put that piece of articulation right there, but as of recently, they've been doing that, which is really nice, and especially with this new figure. I'm really happy they did that. Of course, we've got a beautiful swivel down there on the bottom, and this goes front and back. All in all, I think this is just a great figure. This was one of the ones I was really looking forward to, and I was really surprised when I actually opened it and found out it was of a different body mold. So it was a pretty good surprise. Hasbro is definitely on the right track. This has just been such a killer wave, and I can't wait to review the rest of them. Stay tuned. I'm going to be reviewing the rest of this wave. We're going to be reviewing some of the Odin wave, some of the Thanos wave, of course the Spider-Man Legends wave, and we got a bunch more figures coming pretty soon with Comic-Con and all that stuff. So just strap in your seatbelts because it's going to be a bumpy one. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Sentry. I'll catch you later, all right? Peace.